Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode Around the Fire. Today I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you in detail a little bit more about what I'm doing with the rifle building. So here I have our AKMBR1, which is sort of just like our branded first rifle design. If you're familiar with companies like Arsenal, Rifle Dynamics, and other AK builders, I'm just trying to create some packages that make sense for the user, that are also a value for you as a user, as well as a high functioning, high quality firearm that you can be proud of for the money. Getting right into it, US made, unbranded brake. This fella makes really nice 3-chamber brakes. I've had no problems with them. They're all tooled really well. They are steel, not aluminum. Nice quality pieces doing what they need to do. We will have other ones available. This one does put off a lot of side concussion force, but it does really reduce that recoil, and it is a really nice shooting brake. Typical AKM front sight post, this one being a Romanian kit. Moving back from that, like I said, all Romanian parts. This is a UTG AK extended 13.5 inch handrail, all key mod. Very, very nice lightweight rail. Does not add a whole lot of extra weight to the rifle. It is a interesting rail in that it encapsulates the entire system so that your gas tube is no longer removable. So as far as, say, something like suppression goes, these are still tunable rifles in that department. You would just have to do the tunable gas rod as opposed to the tunable gas block in these. But yes, rail with all your attachment points. The rails themselves do include one Picatinny piece, but Picatinny pieces are available everywhere, as well as particular key modded devices that go right into the attachment points themselves. So some people might be asking, before I go any further, why UTG? Well, we're here from Michigan. UTG Pro, their new Pro line, is all made here in Michigan, so I just wanted to create a rifle that was sort of supporting local, considering that most of what I'll be doing at first will be really small batch and probably mostly bought here locally. So, Michigan made, something we can all kind of be proud of. Moving on back, again, Romanian parts kit. This one here is a 1968. These are Polish Radom receivers. I went with the Polish Radom receivers because they were heat-treated complete receivers, which made building them a lot easier, and Rob Skid spoke so highly of them, and they are actually very nice. They come in a black oxide. This rifle here was just the prototype, and it was just in paint. This does not reflect the actual finishes that will be available when the rifle actually launches. Moving further back, we've got our enhanced safety that I've just sort of designed and tooled myself. What I've done, I'm not going to try and church it up or anything like that. It is just a stainless steel. Well, in this case, I believe this one was stainless steel, but in the future here we're using a different type of steel, a little bit softer steel, just because the stainless tends to not take paints and things like that as well, finishes as well. So it's just cut, machined, and riveted onto the original safety itself, and acts really well as a, call it a recycled or reused, repurposed. I think it's a really nice thing to be able to use something that's already there as opposed to have to throw something away and then buy something else. So I thought that was clever. We also have extended mag releases that are riveted on as well. This was the prototype one. It's a little bit longer on this rifle than I think we actually kind of settled on in the end. I think the real ones are only going to be about an inch down. I can kind of show you here. It's a Korean magazine. Each rifle will include one of these Korean magazines. So as opposed to the thumb that you would have to do before, or the mag strip, you can really just get the whole hand purchase and go. It's really quick, really easy, works really well, and becomes really, really second nature and intuitive as you go on. Moving back from that, we've got Hogue grips. A lot of people ask me, why didn't I do like US Palm or the Regulates or anything like that. I really like these grips. They fit your hand incredibly well. They have a nice grip angle, a little bit more vertical and modern, and it has the ergonomics and slight rubberization. Not so much rubber that it feels gooey and mushy and like twisty in your hand, like cheap. It's actually just perfect, the perfect amount. And they are hollow and lightweight, so they don't add, you know, a lot to the situation. You can hear this one rattles a little bit. That's the mag well on this one. The final production ones are much tighter. This one was just tooled out quite a bit more for magazine testing. Originally we were trying to get just about everything we could to fit. I will say in the end what we settled on is just about every magazine, metal magazine in the world, including the plastic mag poles also will work. But some of the thicker, chunkier mags, cheaper ones and such you might have some issues with, but don't buy those. Just buy, you know, your good old surplus type magazines and you'll be just fine. So we will have side rails as an option. This is just supposed to be the battle rifle, right? So my original thought with the battle rifle was that you would just be running a little forward mounted optic right there, something like a pistol optic or something similar to that. The Archangel buttstock with the cheek riser here really does give you a nice cheek purchase to be able to do so, and these rails do hold a really nice zero, so you're not going to have any issues there, and it gives you a slimmer overall, you know, operating ability over the top, whether you like to go top or under. You know, it's a much more flexible rifle at that point. But as I said, we will have the UTG side rail as an option. So these are drilled and then screwed in with a really teeny bolt and screw and nut. They are of a nice quality. I will say at first when I saw that I was like, that seems weird. Why isn't it just a rivet? But it actually does work out really well. They do hold zero, they do stay in place, and they function just fine. We haven't had any issues with any of them. We put a lot of rounds through this prototype. Nothing's come loose or anything like that. And just so you know, on the production rifles that come to you guys, they will be Loctited in place with red Loctite, so hopefully, you know, many years of no problems. That rail does interface really well with UTG Pro's own proprietary top rail and locks into place very nicely and maintains a nice zero. This side plate and everything here is aluminum. This is not plastic. This little side plate is also removable for weight if you don't want it, and it also kind of sleeks down the system. Inside, all Romanian, matching parts, hopefully. Doesn't always work out that way, but if they're not, we're gonna make sure they're all fitted well for you. ALG triggers, really nice triggers. Can't say enough good things about the enhanced lightning bow triggers from ALG. A little extra buffer there, just in case. The springs and everything are checked. Everything on these rifles is checked. The head spacing is done slightly on the tighter side, just for the longevity of the rifles, and tested. So these things, you should not have any problems with these guys walking out of headspace. You also shouldn't have any problems with your carrier coming back and beating the hell out of your receiver and screwing with your rear trunnion. So everything has been gone through sort of with a fine-tooth comb, if you will. We aren't going to send anything out. I build them all one at a time by hand, and nothing's going to come out of our facility here that we wouldn't use and trust with, you know, our lives ourselves. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. I will keep you updated on this stuff in the future. We've got another new version of this sort of coming out in the future. Not necessarily this one itself, but more of something sort of like along the lines of my imagination of what a cool current special forces exterior tunable gas system would be like. So stay tuned for that, and you know, as the information comes and the products come, we'll keep you informed. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and as always, be safe, have fun.